28 billion, 28 billion this year. No, it has been going up. 28 billion is
Cindy, I actually liked how you framed Bank Negara's annual report about the good, the bad, and the ugly. I think that's very apt of how we describe the Malaysian economy at the moment, right? But okay, let's talk about the good, because let me be honest with you, it doesn't look like there's a lot of good. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me really if I'm wrong.
well, there are several good points.
Such as?
The economy is growing, it's confirmed.
Okay.
I think at last October, we are not as sure because the projection was for the GDP to grow 4 to 5%.
Okay.
And of course, I think last month, it was revised higher by the Prime Minister to 4.5 to 5%.
Yeah, which actually surprised quite a few people, I think.
Yes, but exports were doing better, so it is still that 4.5 was still higher than a lot of people's expectations. So when Bank Negara said projections came out to be 4.3 to 4.8, so 4.3 is actually still higher than the 4.2 last year.
Okay.
And when you look at the working numbers in the book, it's actually higher than 4.5.
So that gives some measure of comfort.
So there is hope that the economy is going to be better than last year.
Yes, but that hope for me is massively tempered by what you call the bad. And there's a few things to pick through. I mean, ringgit is still going to eternally be a worry. I came back from the States and oh my God, how much did it hurt, the bad exchange rate. But the thing for me that was more worrying was that youth unemployment is up. Okay, it's not purge level numbers lah, it's still about 3.6 to about 3.8%. But there are about how many youth? 600,000 still no jobs.
No, 600,000 would be the entire unemployment.
Yeah.
I think the number for last year, youth unemployment was about 270,000.
Okay.
So which is still quite a number. And there were a sizable number of them who were actually graduates. So
what is it? Is it that the economy is not growing fast enough, so there's not enough jobs, or it's a mixture of how their skill set that they are graduating with are just not what people want?
It's both actually, a little of both.
Yeah.
A number of graduates, I think some of the Bank Negara did a study, and they did find that employers were complaining. Some of the graduates do not only not have the skills, they don't have the skills that they want, and we're just not creating enough jobs. Well, from the data, you can see that there will be more people employed this year, but unemployment is still going to go up because there are just more people in the workforce.
The other thing that was disheartening was we still can't solve our affordable housing problem.
Yes, I think from the Bank Negara report, they did make several recommendations, and we know what needs to be done.
So why aren't we doing it? I know what needs to be done, but why is it just not getting there? We have Prima, we have all this encouragement. It again, disheartening.
From what we understand, Malaysia, the situation is slightly different because land is a state. It's under state, and which is why the federal government needs to do a lot more talking. The federal government and the state needs to work together, and construction cost and land cost can come up to 50% of the house price. So if you can get land cheap, and even Prima is not getting enough land cheap.
I'm dancing around the fact that we're going to talk about the ugly because it's all going to talk about debt. We've heard this thing over and over again. Malaysia household debt is awful. Headline, apparently it's gone down, but absolute amount has still gone up. The corporates are also borrowing, and of course, Big Brother themselves, government also, their debt servicing is how much? 28 billion?
Yes,
oh
28
my God,
billion
crazy.
this year. Yes.
So what does this mean for us? Are we worried at this point? I mean, what does it mean for like the man on the street when you see like high debt numbers?
Okay, debt. Of course, people argue you can have good debt.
Yes, ones that actually encourage growth and you can help.
Yes.
Ish.
Yes, of course. I'm not
Completely sold?
I'm not completely so because I prefer not to have that much debt, especially when debt service charges is so high. So
What does it mean though when we see high debt numbers? What did that mean to Bank Negara in their report?
okay, what we're concerned about is there's this group of people with earning 3,000 and less. If there are any shocks, these people might not be able to service their debt. So that part is the worry. So for now, what Bank Negara says is a lot of the debt is actually backed by assets. So in terms of the financial system, we're not looking at
A meltdown.
a meltdown or a big issue. But within the system, there are certain pockets. For instance, people who don't earn as much. These people, because they don't have savings, cost of living is going up, and there is the danger of unemployment. So if they can't service that, then it becomes an issue.
Yeah.
Not just for them, but for the government and yeah.
So what is Bank Negara recommending? Or there's nothing to recommend and just say that you just need to keep an eye on it?
You really need to keep an eye on how much you borrow. I think both Bank Negara and the EPF, for instance, if you're an EPF member, you can actually approach one of the EPF counters and then ask for advice on whether how much debt you should have, whether you should be taking on more debt, or whether there are some areas in your life that, or some areas that you should be cutting back on.
For more on the stories, pick up a copy of The Edge Weekly at all good newsstands.